Back each day, firefighters across Minnesota put their lives on the line for their neighbors, a task that takes both a mental and physical toll. And this summer, the Minnesota Firefighter Initiative, or MnFire, is doing its part to support them. Joining me now is the organization's founder and board member, George Espenson. George, thanks so much for being here.
You bet. Thanks for having me. Great
we
to
go
see
way
you.
back. We go in the Wayback Machine.
20 years.
20 years.
20 years we go back.
Tell me a little bit more, and for people out there that are just finding out about MnFire, what was the reason this organization was started?
Yeah, so about 10 years ago, myself and a couple other of my colleagues, we were sort of reflecting on all basically the hospital visits and the funerals that we kept going to, and it was always around the same three things: cancer, cardiac, and emotional trauma. And we know in the fire service that what's predictable is preventable, and so maybe someone should do something about it. And so we got together with a lot of the big fire service organizations and created this thing called the Minnesota Firefighter Initiative, or MnFire. Somewhere along the line, I missed a meeting and got elected as president, so that's a word to the wise for people. And off and running from there.
And you guys provide so many different resources, not just to firefighters, but their families as well. What kind of things are you doing for these first responders?
Yeah, so we have a whole suite of resources. One of the key things that we do is education, because most of these things are kind of driven by the culture of the fire service, and so they are highly preventable. If people are aware, they can take steps to prevent and mitigate those things. And then we have a lot of resources for people that find themselves or their families already in the jackpot, and they're all free to all of Minnesota firefighters. So whether you're a part-time firefighter, in Granite Falls, or a full-time firefighter in Duluth or St. Paul or Rochester, you and your family are eligible for all these resources free, and they're making a difference every single day in Minnesota.
Without a doubt, and I'm sure people might be surprised to find out that there are so many cardiac issues, so many cancer issues, or the mental health toll that this job takes on people that do this for a living.
Yeah, absolutely. It definitely takes a toll. I don't have all the stats memorized, but something like 2 or 3 times more likely to die from suicide, 10 or 20% more likely to get the cancer kind of stuff and the cardiac things. And I know, like for myself, there's certain streets, from the city where I was a firefighter for 32 years that I just don't drive down if I can avoid it.
Absolutely, so, absolutely, because you just remember things that you don't want to remember.
Absolutely.
You guys have a couple of events coming up. What do you have going on?
So next week, Tuesday already, is our MnFor Golf event, and it's all sold out, which is great, but it's a great way for firefighters and our biggest fans to come together and help support MnFire for things that we need resources for, to provide more resources. And then another event coming up where a firefighter is going to walk from Duluth, Minnesota to the state capitol. It's going to take them about 6 days to bring attention to the issues of cancer, cardiac, and emotional trauma, and sort of the plight of firefighters statewide. And everybody's welcome to join in on that, support it financially. It's also a fundraiser, but come and walk along with them down the scenic Highway 61 all the way from Duluth to the state capitol.
Awesome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for so much that you do for all the firefighters across the state here. If you'd like to learn more about MnFire, you can head to the organization's website. That's mnfireinitiative.com.